Record. Okay, good. All right. So we are recording now. So ladies, welcome to our happy hour. I hope everybody's like ready for happy hour because I am not. I forgot my wine. So if you have your wine, cheers. But it is June 24th. And we're here to celebrate. We're here to share. We're here to collaborate. My name is Lori Hildebrand. If I have not met you, I look forward to getting to know you a little bit more. I am one of the co-creators, along with Carey Conley, of this new group, this new project that we call S.A.M. It's called Simplify, Accelerate, and Monetize. And you guys, we're super stoked about it. So we've run this several times now where we've basically brought together experts. And so tonight is all about you. It's all about sharing just a couple little tips and tricks from each one of our experts. There's 6 of us here. Or 6 of us in the group. I think we're missing Lisa tonight. She is traveling. So you've got 5 of us here to share a little bit about how this can support you and a few tips and tricks from each one of our expertise to give you something actionable to take away tonight and have a little bit of fun with us. So does that sound fair to everybody? Are we good? Okay. So we are going to keep this really kind of short and sweet. It is evening, and I know that, especially those on the East Coast, it's getting later in the evening, and we don't want to take up all of your time. We just want to share a few little nuggets with you. So again, my name is Lori Hildebrand. I run the website lorihildebrand.com. I run a women's networking group out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And in addition to that, my whole background is in financial services. So I've been in the financial industry for almost all of my adult life since I was 20 years old, and was a stock and bond trader for many years. I was a margin analyst. I was a compliance officer. I was a wealth planner. I kind of went through a lot in that industry and grew up in that industry. And since going out on my own, I started teaching and training financial advisors how to run a better book of business. And that morphed into teaching all entrepreneurs how to manage their money better while they're building their book of business or their entrepreneurial venture. So that's what I do, is teach women how to manage their money, grow their assets, and make more income in order to move that money forward to support their lives in a better way. So that's my background. And I'm just going to start us off with my quick little tip, you guys, and then we're going to go round robin with all of our experts and just share a little bit. But what I want to encourage everybody on this line is if you know, you want to jump on and say hi, you want, like, this is collaborative. So feel free to chime in. And then Carey Conley, who is, like I said, our co-creator, is going to bring us home at the end and share her tips. So we're going to kind of book in these tidbits for you. Okay. Does that sound fair to everybody? Okay. So my quick little financial tip is I want to make sure that everybody on this line is really clear about the difference of your net income versus your gross revenue. Okay, this is one of the biggest things that so many entrepreneurs don't quite get, is if someone tells me, well, I want to make $5,000 a month, or I want to make $10,000 a month, or whatever that is, and I ask them, is that your gross or your net? A lot of times I get kind of a blank stare. And so I want to explain what that is really quickly. If you tell me you want to bring home $5,000 every month, that is your net income. That's what you want in your pocket, right? In order to get that, though, we got to kind of work backwards, right? So your net income, in order to create that, we've got to add in what you'd pay in taxes. We've got to add in like your operating expenses. And if you have tangible widgets or goods that you sell, it would be your cost of goods, right? We would add in any upcoming expenses, other things that your business is going to be taking care of, and you add that in, and that creates your gross revenue at the top, right? So if you say you want to take home $5,000, you may need to be focusing on selling $8,000 of revenue in order to create that number. Okay, so that's what I want to make sure that everyone's really clear on. Those two numbers. So, and to know that that's your gross revenue, we simply now just plug in what you're selling to create that gross revenue, right? And then you pull it out and you're pocketing $5,000, okay, or whatever those numbers work out to be, okay? So that's my big tip. in the S.A.M program, we go through that in really full depth, and we measure those every single week, and we go through your gross revenue versus your net income to make sure that you are on track every week. But I want to make sure that you're really clear on what those numbers mean so that you can take that and move forward from here on and know that those two numbers are very different and what that can mean to your bottom line. Okay, sound good? Okay, so we're going to move forward, and I want experts, if you're okay, I'm just going to kind of call you out in the order that I'm just seeing your cute faces on my screen, and have you share your tips a little bit. Okay, so Katie Nelson, I see you first, so I'm going to have you unmute yourself. Katie, so that you guys know, is just a rock star, and I've known Katie for a few years. She is our sales, networking, communications expert, all of the above. So Katie, just share a little bit about yourself and then what your tip is that you want to give to everybody.
That was not my dog, first of all. Hi, everybody. I'm Katie Nelson. I'm the owner of Sales Uprising. I am all sales all the time. And for those of you who know me, you know that sales is my absolute 100% love language. The reason for that is because sales for any solopreneur is like the end all be all of success. And so I want to give you a couple things today. Marketing is what gets you seen, and sales is what gets you paid. There is only one action that you can take in your business that actually puts dollars in your pocket, and that's sell. Everything else is an overhead expense to your business. Lori can explain to you more about overhead expenses as she just went into a little bit, but sales is what brings it in. So that's the very basis of everything that I teach. The other thing that I would give you from a tip perspective in regards to sales is that it's, for every single person on this call, a sale is a relationship. Not a relationship coach. That's not what I do. I'm a sales coach, but it's very, very similar. You are looking to have a continuing relationship from the beginning of meeting your prospects all the way through understanding their needs. Do you hear my birds, by the way? I love that. And then closing them and converting them into a paying client that will potentially turn into a paying client for another stream of revenue that you have. So remember that when you're selling someone, there's no pressure to make it happen today. There's no need or concern for rejection about whether or not they say no, which is a big part of selling for most people. It's really just about where do we fit right now in our relationship, and what does that look like, and how can we work together today and potentially in the future. So sales is an ever-evolving institution, and we will talk more about how to solidify your relationships and have those put dollars in your pocket when it's my turn in S.A.M. Nice to meet you all. Oh, and cheers. Happy
and cheers. Thanks,
and
Katie.
cheers.
Cheers. So you guys, seriously, when Katie's week that we talk about sales, it is so action-packed. Like there are so many things that she shares that you can immediately implement into your business. She's really good at it. So I just can't wait to share all of her knowledge with you, because it's awesome. So okay, let's move. Who is on? Let's see, Angel. I see your face next on my screen. So if you would unmute yourself. So Angel is our media exposure queen bee. I don't even know if there's a more powerful word than
queen bee.
If there is, it belongs to you.
Oh my gosh, you're awesome.
Right. So Angel uses the impact of media and marketing to get your message out in the world in a bigger, better way. So we'll help you clarify what that is, and then Angel helps you get out in the world. So Angel, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what your actionable tidbit is to share with everybody.
Well, first of all, thank you. Can you hear me? You're all good? Thanks so much, Lori, Carey, for putting this whole group together, to all the coaches, because they are all super amazing, to all of the students who have enrolled, who are enrolling in S.A.M. right? You're taking leaps and bounds. You're setting yourself apart and setting yourself up for success when you align and collaborate, because that's the only way we're going to grow. JV partnerships, marketing partners, we don't have to do this alone. So I just want to say thank you. Super honored to be included in the S.A.M Mastermind. But here's what I know is that most small business owners are struggling with contacts, with leads, with exposure, with revenue. I speak all around the country and even all around the globe on how to attract more media exposure. And I go to these conferences, and the workshops that are filled the most, they're overflowing. People are standing outside of the doors to get in, are all of those when it comes to marketing and how do I get more clients. And the reason is we haven't dialed this in. We bought into the lie that we're building our business one-on-one. Right? Relationships are built one-on-one, but business is built one-to-many. So I'm going to teach you how to leverage the power of OPP, other people's platforms, so that you can get more people to say, I've heard of you. You get to leverage the power of somebody else's audience. You get to speak one-to-many instead of one-to-one. And let me also tell you, there are an unlimited number of media outlets that are looking for guests today. In fact, today I was doing some work for some clients. The stages and the opportunities that are out there are amazing. How'd you like to be on the Rachel Ray Show? Right? How would you like to be on Steve Harvey? How would you like to be featured in some of the Hearst brand magazines? There are so many opportunities that are out there, but if we don't attract them, if we don't reach out to them, and we don't have our media story pulled together when those opportunities show up, we're going to miss out. So during the S.A.M course, I'm going to help you put together your whole media story, your media strategy. And so today, my number one tip to you would be to set up a Google alert. Set up a Google alert with your topic. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I came back from New York last night with a little throat thing. But set up a Google alert for your topic. If you haven't set up a Google alert, so go to google.com/alerts, do one for your name. So anytime your brand, your name is featured in the media, you'll get an email notification. You can go to Pingler, Pingler.com, and re-ping that so it goes back out into the stratosphere so you get that SEO. Set up a Google alert for your business name. You're going to get a notification anytime somebody tweets about you, right? You want to be a part of that customer conversation and be included in that conversation and respond. The third Google alert I want you to set up is for your topic. What are you an expert in? What is your topic? Sometimes we have to take off our sales hat and put on our PR hat and become the expert in a topic. Think about the Kennedy rule. So often we want to be featured in media and like, interview me. But the Kennedy rule isn't so much about asking them what they can do for you, but offering what you can do for them, right? What can I do for you? And what value do you bring to the table? Being a content expert, positioning yourself as a specialist in the space, which is one of the things we're going to talk about in the S.A.M course, is how you get that door opened. So 3 Google alerts, one for your name, one for your company name, and one for your topic. You'll get an email notification every day. You'll start to see how many opportunities are out there for you to be featured in the media, how to newsjack, how to piggyback onto those news stories, how to add your voice to the conversation. There are so many good things out there. So that's my tip for you today. Set up that Google alert, get those email notifications. You'll be able to respond directly back to those journalists and those media platforms as those news stories come out.
I love this tip so much, Angel. You guys, this one tip that Angel shared with me when I first met you, like a year and a half ago, has brought me so much just by having this done and to pay attention to those emails as it comes through. This is a huge media trick that a lot of people don't know about. And it's worth it. I promise. Take the 2 seconds that it takes to do it. It is totally.
And this is something else. Like a lot of times when you're learning media exposure, you're learning it from somebody who's created it for themselves. And this is the things that they've done. The difference in the value that I bring is I was a radio host for 10 years. I hosted a whole season of TV. I did a magazine. So I've got the insider secrets and tips and tricks. So I shortcut everything. I'm going to save you 20, 30, 40 hours of trying to figure this out on your own. Just the hours you're going to save from the tips and tricks are well worth the cost of the S.A.M membership right then and there.
For sure. So Angel's Week, when she comes on to share about media exposure, we purposely, the way we create this program is it every week builds on itself, and it's step by step, so nothing's overwhelming. So we strategically put Angel towards the end because we're building up your business to get to this point, so that you're not just, you know, throwing spaghetti at the wall, not knowing what you're saying or what you're talking about. It's very strategic to help you not be overwhelmed and create this. And Angel's subject at the end of the series is crucial, and it is beautifully laid out. It's fantastic. So Angel, thank you for sharing that. Ladies, I just want to, so we've got about 10 or 15 minutes left. I do want to make sure that you know that we're very conscious of the time and very, very much honoring your evening. We don't want to hijack all of your time. But I feel like, you know, there's so many great things that we can share. We've got a couple more of our experts that we're going to bring on to share their tidbits, and then I encourage you to stay to the end when Carey's going to share some really great things that you need to hear, and a couple surprises that she's got too. So up next, I am going to have Pat jump on. Pat, would you unmute yourself? And real quick too, before Pat, I introduce you, ladies, I forgot to mention the website. If you wanted to read more about the bios and everything, we have everybody up on our website called thesamcourse.com. That's the.sam, S-A-M course.com. If you wanted to take a peek at anybody's information on there as well. Pat is our foundation, our mindset for entrepreneurial success expert. She's an award-winning international speaker, best-selling author. You guys, all of our experts are, fan-freaking-tastic. They're all queen bees. You guys are amazing. So Pat, take just a second, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then go ahead and share your one tip for the group here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies, and thank you all for being on tonight. I'm excited to be a part of SAM and really helping women grow and really take our businesses to that next level. So for me, a little bit about me, I have always been in leadership for over the last 20 years, but what I found by working in corporate America, working for some of the largest corporations, is that as most women, we struggle with the fact of knowing what we're capable of. And so one of the things I'm passionate about doing is really helping women overcome self-limiting beliefs about what's not possible for us. So as I listen to the experts that you just heard from talk about things that you need to know in your business about net income, gross revenue, and listening to, you know, the amazing Katie talk about, you know, sales and how to show up and market, but to be able to close business so that you make money in your business. Also, I love, you know, Angel talked about, you know, how to get yourself in the media. But what I'm finding is women can have a ton of information. We have all the knowledge in the world, but we don't take the action that we need to take because we don't believe we're quite capable of achieving those things. And so that's what I'm passionate about, is really helping women get past some of the self-limiting beliefs and the blocks we have about who we are and what we're purposed and created to do, so that you start taking that really productive action so that you can have a successful business, so that you can have successful relationships, so that you can truly experience all the things that you truly desire. And again, it's going to come when you can really get clear about who you are and what you're capable of achieving. And so some of the things that I do, and a little bit of tip for you, is really help women hone in on those affirmations. You have to be clear in your affirmations. So the tip that I'm going to give you today, that I hope you'll just incorporate so that you bring into the SAM program with you, is first and foremost, I know this is being recorded, but I really want you to take this down, write it down. I need you to get real clear, and I need you to write down, I am capable and equipped with everything I need to be successful. I am capable and equipped with everything that I need to be successful. So if you can recite that several times throughout the day, as you start to show up in these workshops and you start to show up in this training, everything these coaches give you to help you be successful in your entrepreneurial journey, you're going to already know that it's possible for you, and you'll take that inspired action to make it happen because you're showing up knowing that you're fully capable and that you're equipped and that you have everything that you need inside of you to make that happen. So ladies, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your process and a part of this amazing journey. And I look forward to having every woman within this program having mega success.
Thank you, Pat. That was awesome. I really appreciate that. And welcome to the team. We're excited to have you as one of our experts. This has been great. All right, so like I mentioned before, Lisa Boyle is our sixth expert. Unfortunately, she could not join us tonight, but you will hear a lot from her a little bit later on, and you can see information about Lisa on our website, again, thesamcourse.com. She is our marketing strategist and marketing expert that she brings specific tools and resources to share exactly how to create that marketing funnel and how to get your message out in a strategic way for attraction type marketing. Okay, so that's her topic and how the tools and resources that she brings to teach you. So Carey, I'm gonna have you unmute yourself. Carey Conley, if you don't know her, you should, first of all. She is my co-founder in this course, and Carey, I can't even introduce you as well. As like, just I'm gonna have you just pipe in, share who you are, share a little bit about yourself, and your tip and what everybody's doing here.
Hey everybody, I am Carey Conley, and thank you all for taking the time to join us here. And yeah, super excited about this collaboration that Lori and I got our brains together in January and put together. So I am known as the vision expert. People who know me know that what I help people do is get some wishy-washy, muddy kind of hope and a wish and a prayer plan they got going on inside their brain out and onto paper. Because when I help people do that, and I've been doing this now in one form or another for almost 26 years, it's a game changer for your personal life and your business life. Most people, when I ask them if they have a vision, they tell me confidently that they do. But here's my question, and this is my tip for all of you tonight. If I were to come up to you right now and ask you to show me on paper what you have, specifically what you are seeing your life and your business to look like, let's say exactly 3 years from now, in detail, in color, in just so vibrant that you could produce that, most people obviously tell me, well, I don't have that. So here's the difference, you guys. Most of the entrepreneurs that we as coaches meet are running what I've been saying is a very expensive hobby. And when I've coached some people and they've come to terms with the reality of that and they're not in denial about it, sometimes they will say, you know what, I'm totally good with it being a hobby. I've got money coming in from somewhere else. I don't need to get more clear on my vision. I'm just going to let it ride and do what it wants to do. What I know right now, specifically in the time frame we're in this time of year, most people, especially entrepreneurs, are nowhere near the goals that they set at the beginning. And the biggest reason for that, you guys, is that their vision is not on paper. It's not crystal clear, and they don't have dates around it. So this is what I call a vision, you guys. A vision is not just a really pretty vision board, although I do love them. A vision is when you've got on paper in every category of your life, descriptively what you are creating it to look like with dates. And that's the part that gets a little challenging for most people, because that means we now actually have to take the date and, like Lori said earlier, reverse engineer it into where we are right now to make that game plan happen. So I want you guys to seriously ask yourself, my tip would be, do you have what I call that, you know, it's someday mentality. It's going to come together. I don't know how, but if I just keep working harder, it's going to happen. Or do you have a serious written targeted strategy on paper quarterly that you can follow and keep moving the needle forward in both your business and your professional life? or your personal life, right? So that's what I help people do. Inside S.A.M, I come on and do a training to help you get it out of your head and onto paper. And specifically the way I do the training is so that you understand what it is that you do best inside your business, what your zone of genius is, and how to connect the dots to that being your ideal client. How do you find and serve your highest niche faster, right? So that's what I do. And this is, just the reason we have these topics, you guys, all of them are just very foundational entrepreneurial skill building that most entrepreneurs skip over, and it's not working. There's some cracks happening, right? So that's me. That's what I do. And I don't know if you want to come back on, Lori, before I kind of wrap us up, or.
It's all you, Carey. You're good.
Okay, so I'm going to invite everybody to open up their lines in just a minute if you have some questions, but I'm going to give you a little bit more detail about S.A.M. S.A.M is a mastermind that is a live weekly call for 9 weeks. Each week, you get one of these different experts in the topics that you just heard, and there's a couple others. Lori and I are going to give some bonus modules this summer. She's going to talk about networking because the girl rocks at creating networking groups. And I'm going to talk more about time efficiency and staying in your income producing activity only. So you're actually going to get 8 different topics in 9 weeks. It kicks off July 9th, which is a Tuesday. The calls are live every Tuesday morning, and they are also recorded. So if for some reason you miss a call, you get all of the recordings that you can archive, keep them forever, listen to them over and over. All right. We also put you into a private Facebook group. And once you're in the group, we interact with you there. So each week, whichever expert is training that week will interact with you all week long to make sure that you are clear on the training they just delivered. You're clear on the call to action they gave you for the week. And they also go back in later in the week and do some live Q&A. So you get a lot of interaction with the coaches. The other thing the reason we put you in that group is so that you can interact with the other people who are working on the same stuff you are. I think the hardest part for entrepreneurs is that they work autonomously most of the time and they isolate. And you guys, it's the worst thing you can do when you are building a business because so much of what you are working on, especially when you are going from 0 to 6 figures, is all this stuff. And you can't bust through those walls without locking your arms with a tribe of people who are working through the same stuff you are. I just happen to be blessed enough to be collaborators with all these people because I'm a big believer in locking arms with other people, right? So you get a lot of interaction. You get to record, get all of these recordings and some bonus trainings that were thrown in from Lori and I as well. And S.A.M for the 9 weeks is $24.97. And there are a couple different ways that you can work on that with the expert that brought you on here tonight. So our invitation to those of you who came on as guests is at this moment to open up the line if you'd like. If you have any questions about S.A.M or from any one of the experts, feel free to do that. But we want you to private message whoever invited you on right now and say, hey, I'm interested. I want in. What do I do next? So that we can include you in our meet and greet that is set up for next week. All right, so go ahead and open up your lines, you guys, if you have any questions. I know a lot of times people are kind of afraid to ask questions in a group setting like this, so that's okay. If you don't have questions, you can just go ahead again and private message the expert that invited you on.
I'm listening to a thing.
Hi, Selena. Did you have a question?
No, I thought I was on mute. Sorry.
That's all right.
Nice to meet you, Selena.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I have no questions.
All right, thanks. I hope that you and I get to chat.
Okay.
All right. Okay, you guys. Well, if there aren't any questions, I hope that you guys are.
everybody again.
Carey, that's very cool. I don't know how you're doing that.
I don't know.
Sounds awesome.
It's
There we
been kind of a day.
Got it.
Like wizardry happening around me.
I
All
know.
right. Anyway, thanks you guys so much for hopping on and being with us. And I hope that we get to see you next in our Summer Sam series coming up.
Thanks,
Goodbye.
everybody. Cheers. Happy hour, right? Cheers.
Yay!
Except I don't have my wine, so I'm cheersing my pen.
Telling you, I'm fixing it for next time, girl.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Perfect.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.